speaking of kind of the shadow inventory and all the things that are going on in the marketplace, that same article that Drew Hardwell from the Times put out talks about investors from Europe, China, Canada looking for vacation and rental homes. And we've actually got contacted by a couple of RE/MAX brokers this past week, large groups from China and Canada, where the brokers are going to travel here with a group of like 20 to 30 people. They're going to rent a bus, and they want us to help guide them to all the literally like a bus tour. I mean, I was baffled by that. I knew like when the foreclosure stuff happened, you had some of that, but I think people were still scared. Now I don't think anyone's really scared about Florida real estate market anymore. So you've got this huge influx from all these different parts of the country, and Canada leads the way. I saw a study that said Canadians represented, I think, 9 or 10% of the purchases in Tampa Bay. That floored me. 9 to 10% from Canada. I mean, if you're talking to a real estate agent about selling your home, hey, question number one might be, how are you going to get my property in front of Canada? Because that is crucial right now. They're such a huge target, and they're cash. They're sometimes they're buying them sight unseen. I mean, we had a sale a few months ago to a Canadian that bought the property from one of our videos, never even stepped foot in the house, closed on it before they ever even came here. So, how great of a transaction would that be? I mean, no emotion, no hoops to jump through, just, solid, purchaser. And Tim, I wanted to ask you, we talk about, the commercial segment. How much of an impact are you seeing in commercial real estate from people outside of the country wanting to come here and invest in commercial real estate?
Well, thank you again, Andrew, for allowing me to come on your show. I really appreciate it. To answer your question, I've always gotten several inquiries from out of the country. In fact, I had a call just on Friday twice from a gentleman in Spain, but I've gotten them from all over the country, the Middle East, Canada, you name it. People really, they're kind of filling our market out. They want to ask me a lot of questions. Of course, I expose my properties worldwide, and that's allowed me to receive these types of calls. But a lot of them are calling me just to ask me questions, wanting to know and get more educated about our market. But I'm very impressed about the calls that I'm getting.
I'll tell you, it's interesting because, for a long time, Florida has always been a state that's relied on outside investment. We've always been a state that's been a huge retirement attraction. But now, it's not just the guy that wants to retire that's looking to buy a second home here. Now you've got, even in the commercial world, you've got large hedge funds, you've got corporations, you've got, guys from Canada and Europe that have money that look at Florida and say, wow, it's on sale. Like, it's time for me to invest in some more real estate. The stock market obviously has been doing well, and you've got people now willing to take risk again in real estate. You went through a period where people didn't want to invest in real estate unless it was like a no-brainer, like, you couldn't lose money, and almost like a guaranteed safe CD. They were going to buy something that was a no-brainer. But now you've got the multifamily segment where you've got more multifamily being built, you've got more multifamily being sold, you've got developers looking at buying apartment buildings to maybe turn them into condos again. I mean, that whole craze could happen again, the whole condo conversion thing. But I think people are finally not afraid to invest, in commercial and residential real estate outside the country.
Yeah, we're seeing a big uptick in multifamily investments. Commercial real estate has always been kind of a local market, local buyers. Even the investors tend to be more local. They want to buy a property to put a tenant in, and of course people do buy properties to run their own business and services out of, and of course they lease property too. But there has been a big uptick in multifamily. I think it coincides with the uptick in the residential single-family market, because basically multifamily is just a lot of single-family opportunities.
Right, it's just single-family on steroids, right? I mean, it's just the bigger aspect of it. And I'll tell you, I think what's interesting, if you're thinking about selling your multifamily property, you should give Tim a call. He's got some great exposure to a lot of opportunities internationally. Tim, what's the best phone number and website for you, to give out to? You're going to be on the show every month, so people that call me and ask about commercial real estate, we don't personally do it. We focus really on selling homes and condos and townhomes. So, I'm going to refer you to Tim anyway, but go ahead and give out your phone number, website, Tim.
Well, one of the things I pride myself on, Andrew, I give out my direct line 7 days a week. You can call me at 813-966-1091. That's 813-966-1091.
And that's timwatsongroup.com.
Yeah, timwatsongroup.com. Please go there, and you can see some of my inventory. I'm in the process of revamping my website, but take a look at timwatsongroup.com.
So I think, when it comes to, the commercial segment with multifamily, I think the key to really understanding it is, right now, it's a great opportunity to invest in it, but it's also a good opportunity to sell it because you got high demand from large corporations and local owners that are saying, you know what, now's the time that I need to buy an apartment building to maybe, rent it out or, and eventually maybe turn it into condos or sell it for a profit because we're starting to see that, tick up in price.
Yeah, you're going to see that. In fact, I was at a meeting just last week amongst my peers and a lot of professional investors and even some people that had a lot of experience in the economy and viewing the economy, if you will. And they're all skeptic about a certain amount of what's happening in the marketplace, but the focus was a little bit on the multifamily and the rise. Just simply here in South Tampa alone, I understand there's almost 2,000 units being planned right in South Tampa.
Amazing.
And you think, well, how is the marketplace going to absorb that? Because if people are buying single-family homes, they're going to be leaving apartments. So,
I'll tell you how, population increase.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what we've got back. I mean, our population increase is back on the rise pretty considerably from the census studies I looked at, and so you've got more people coming to Florida to retire again, and then obviously just natural population growth, and fortunately Tampa Bay is climbing pretty considerably again, and I think that's a good sign for who's going to rent those 2,000 units, or those are 2,000 people that are going to move to Tampa Bay. We're going to continue talking about this after a quick break. We're going to continue our conversation about commercial real estate, the Tampa market, and the Sarasota market, and how they compare after a quick break here on 970 WFLA.